here in Penang. Penang is a very interesting island, a very critical island in Malaysia today, a hot area, a hot battleground. And I think that Citizen Journalists always like to come to places like Penang and to explore the island not only for the food but also for the environment. And I think that based on what we had last night, the very interesting tea party, which I won't go into the details. I think it was a fabulous night. I think we have a fabulous idea. A big clap to the opposition as a whole. I think it's one of very few long articles, 3-4 pages of articles discussing DAP in the future in the mainstream press in the Sun. And I had the opportunity to write it, and he gave me a very nice interview. And the title was Reform or Die. I must show you the article one of these days. But I'm very glad that perhaps it is the former reform rather than the latter die, which has happened today. I think Guan Eng has of course become a very senior party member now, the head of DAP. And it is not easy being opposition member in Malaysia. Many people feel that it's for some sort of benefit, some sort of money, some sort of wealth. But really it's not. It's really a big punishment to decide to be in an opposition party, and very, very difficult. And we acknowledge that YB Guan Eng even spent time in jail for the principles that he believed in. And so for a person of this kind of credentials, not that he's chief minister, but he's walking along a path of his beliefs and his values. And I appreciate such a person to be with us today. Let's give him a big that we could not do justice to these issues of the people on the ground. And we had only one option, is to empower citizens like yourself to tell those stories. To tell those stories that Malaysiakini sitting in KL could not. And we had one opportunity to build this idea of citizen journalism. And really when we started it off in 2008, we didn't know it would work. We didn't know whether it would work. We didn't know why would citizens actually take off the time to actually, spend time going to remote places, going to their neighborhoods, spend time on equipment, on laptops, and actually produce content on a totally voluntary basis, right? Why would citizen journalists do this, right? But you know what? You have. You have surprised us, you have come up to the task, and all of y'all here today have spent so much of your energy to become the voice of the people on the ground. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very much, and I really appreciate all the stories that you have done. Can you give you guys a big clap? It hasn't been easy, Some of the stories that the citizen journalists have done have really moved mountains. I understand, even at the Penang state government, I understand that some videos have been shown about issues in Penang, and the Penang state government has taken action. And not many governments, state governments and federal governments, have taken action to redress problems, age-old problems to do with schools, to do with rubbish, to do with the sufferings of the people. Many governments are actually now taking action on issues which have been ignored for the longest time. And I think that Malaysiakini always gets the limelight. Malaysiakini, 2.5 million readers, big organization, then we report what the politician says. But sometimes that doesn't affect the people. But your stories, it may not get 100,000 readers, right? But your stories change lives. The little stories that you do are so meaningful to the people, and for so long they've been trying to get change. And your efforts that you have taken actually change those lives, and I really can't think of anything better, that you all are doing that we so much appreciate in it. And I think going forward, I think politicians these days are very conscious about these challenges, these issues on the ground. They need the votes of the people, and as citizen journalists, you are actually bringing out the issues for which political figures can act. The CJ program has gone for 5 years now, and it's heading towards the future, and these are very new horizons for us. For Malaysiakini, we want to strengthen the Citizen Journalists Network. We want to go to every corner of Malaysia. We want politicians to want you to be there, and at the same time to be scared. Oh, I have a citizen journalist now in my area. Whatever I do, if I do good, I might get coverage. But if I don't act, they will report on me. We want the politicians, the government servants to, in a way, want you all, but to fear citizen journalists, because you will be the voices, of the people on the ground, and you will report the issues without fear or favor, without bias. You will tell the issues as is. So we hope that Saudara Lim Guan Eng and other politicians from DAP will fear citizen journalism as much as they welcome the growth of citizen journalism in the country. So even thanks for the support, Saudara Lim Guan Eng. I'm not sure whether you read the fine print that citizen journalism will still be watching what is going on in Penang, and act independently, and report fairly on what is happening, whether it's in Penang or elsewhere. Obviously, we're going into a very critical general election in the coming months. We do not know when it's going to be, but I understand campaigning has already started in Penang. And for Malaysiakini, the citizen journalists, and for the whole country, the citizen journalists will be our eyes and ears on the ground. We know it's going to be a hotly contested elections. We know that it might be a dirty elections. There's a lot of new procedures on the ground. But it's the citizen journalists who will be able, who have been trained and be able to pick up these issues on the ground. I think the theme this year for the Citizen Journalism Conference, Contributing to Change, is a very pertinent theme. That citizen journalism will be part of the changing of mindsets in Malaysia, the changing of voter mentality in Malaysia, the changing of the whole political environment in Malaysia to demand better rights for the people. Demand, the governments are accountable, whether it's Pakatan Rakyat or the PM, And as citizen journalists driving change, we will be able to contribute to change, and we will be able to drive change in this country. It's been a remarkable experience. Once again, I thank you so much for being citizen journalists, from the bottom of my heart. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to fantastic stories by the CJs in the coming years. Thank you very much.